How's it going, everybody? It's been a while since I uploaded a video. I apologize for that. A lot's been going on. I was sick for a while, um, and I've just been going through some things with a pretty bad back injury that's really had me, I'll tell you, down and out. You never know all the stuff that you do with your back until it's injured, and then everything hurts. Absolutely everything hurts. Everything you try to do, it hurts. Something as simple as turning your head can be like, like excruciating. So this is sweet tea, by the way, homemade sweet tea. What I'll do is here, since I just smoked a cigarette, I smoked my brand. I've officially decided on two cigarettes that are my go-to brands. They're both Marlboro. That's the Marlboro Midnight, and I don't have a pack on me right now, but it's the Marlboro Southern Cuts. And I will be doing a review on the Southern Cuts coming up here within the next day or two. But those are my go-to, and I just had one of these, so I'm just drinking some of this sweet tea I made to kind of cleanse the palate, so to speak, and prepare myself for the cigarette that I'm about to review for you. I make this myself. It's a Southern staple. If you've ever been to Somerville area in South Carolina, every place offers it. It's all different. Everybody's got their own special way of doing it, and that's, no exception when it comes to me. It's pretty basic. You boil off 6 cups of water. You put in, what did I put in? I put 5 family size tea bags into after it boiled. Let it steep for about 5 minutes. Then I put almost 2 cups of sugar in there. Almost. And when I say almost, I put 1 full cup, and then I take the dry measuring cup and I fill the sugar up to it's almost at the top of the cup again. And then you let that dissolve. You put in a pitcher, a 1-gallon pitcher, and then you fill it up with water the rest of the way. Throw it in the fridge for a while. Then you put some ice in it. And yeah, call me a redneck, call me weird. I like to drink it out of a mason jar with, a boatload of ice. My wife and I both, when we drink our drinks, we like enough ice in it to sink the Titanic twice. Anybody will tell you that. So, yeah, the reason I haven't been on is just because of the back injury. A lot of things going on with being sick. I had a sinus infection for a while that I just couldn't shake because the weather here sucks so bad that, every time the weather changes, anytime something gets a little bit different, it messes you up, especially me. I don't know why. But anyway, to the product that I'm going to review. Now, I had a few of these earlier today, and it was outside. And when you're outside in the fresh air, it's always a totally different smoking experience than when you're indoors. The fresh air really mixes it. It just throws it all. It throws it off for me. So what I have here today are Marlboro Edge. It's yet another offering that Marlboro Philip Morris has from their black line, and it comes in a really cool looking pack. It's just like the Midnights, guys. Just like the Midnights pack. Only difference is the color. There's a little bit of difference in the color. They're a little bit longer than the Midnights. And somebody tells me that they're about the same length as a red. Now, it's been a long, long time since I've had a Marlboro Red, so I don't really remember. I've been told that these closely resemble the 27s, the specials, the 127s. Bold and smooth flavor. Now, my opinion when I smoked these outside was they were really not that bold, but they were pretty smooth in flavor. The tobacco that's on the inside, I don't know how well you can see this. I'm using an iPhone. I'm getting the hang of some of these video setups, but it's a pretty light looking tobacco. Now, when I look at my Marlboro Midnights, on the other hand, you can tell that the tobacco is, this is the Midnight. You can tell that the tobacco is very dark on the Midnight. Now, when I looked at some of the ingredients on some of these, I couldn't really find the ingredients for the Edge. But the Midnights I found have licorice extract and cocoa and chocolate products in it. Now, those are the difference in the length. Like I said, they are a little bit longer. Oh, excuse me. The filters are about the same size, same type of filter, cork style filter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to light it up. It doesn't really smell anything unique like the Midnight. The Midnight, when I smell it, I can smell licorice and I can smell chocolate. This, it smells a little sweet. It does smell bold when I'm smelling it before I light it up. And when I do that, I can't really taste anything. Now, like I said, I've been washing my mouth out with this. That's usually what I drink when I'm smoking anyway, either coffee or some good old-fashioned sweet tea. So this is going to be a little extreme, but don't mind that. I do this all the time. My wife hates when I do this, but you'll see what I'm talking about. So I'm going to go ahead and light it up. My wife hates that. I got her with it one time, and now ever since then, she does not trust the lighters that you can adjust, because I like to alter them to make a big scene and get comments. The first drag, very smooth. Very smooth. I'm not really getting the bold in it that it says it's a very bold flavor. I'm not really getting that. The flavor and the aroma is very pleasant. One thing I look for in a cigarette is the aroma, not just from what I'm drawing, but I always take and try to get that aroma. Big cigar smoker, so that's my big thing, is the aroma. I like it to smell good. I like the secondhand smoke to smell good. It is smooth. It doesn't irritate the back of your throat. It's not harsh. It doesn't really stand out to me. I don't feel like it's very bold. I feel it's smooth, and it has a little bit of a different flavor to it. A very light tobacco, bright tobacco, if you will, flavor. Me, I like more of an earthy tobacco flavor. I like a little bit of sweetness in my cigarette, but I like to retain that earthy tobacco flavor. And I don't really get that from this. I mean, it's not like smoking air. And there is a bit of a flavor to it. The more I get into this, the more of a flavor I'm getting. You can see I like how they do this now with theirs. I like how the natural American Spirit cigarettes used to do this. They used to, they put the little logo there on the paper that has the tobacco. It's just Marlboro with the ribbon, the Philip Morris ribbon. It does have a slightly, if you're not ready for it, it does have a little bit of a chemical type of flavor. But it's not intolerable. I definitely don't see this cigarette as my go-to cigarette. Now, I did buy them today, so, here cigarettes are, well over $7 a pack. I'm subscribed to Marlboro. I get their online coupons. And I didn't use one of their coupons. They're $1.50 off. I get 2 of them a week. So I do highly recommend everybody go over to Marlboro.com. You can sign up. But the thing is with that, it can be lengthy. You got to give them a call. And, it's just a brief conversation you have with them. And you get it all set up. And you can select either coupons to come into mail, or you can get coupons to come onto your phone, mobile, online. And when you use it, you have 5 minutes to use it. A little barcode shows up, and they scan it. Now, not every place participates. I've noticed that a lot of places near me, they don't participate. But I'll ask you to access your GPS, your location, and it'll list every place on there, starting with the closest to you at the time. I don't like to give a bad review, and I'm not giving this a bad review. I'm going to go on a 5-star scale. Now, so far, I'm about almost halfway through this cigarette. My initial reaction is, yes, it's very smooth. If you're one of those people who don't like a harsh cigarette that's going to, burn, or if you're not a heavy smoker, sometimes people who aren't really a heavy smoker, they'll notice that burn a little bit more than someone like me who is used to experimenting with different types of tobacco and different brands and flavors and all that kind of stuff. This does not have that burn. My wife took a drag of this, and she wrinkled her nose and handed it back to me. Not this area, but yeah. She's a strict menthol gal. She loves menthol cigarettes. I don't really like her version of menthol. Her version of menthol is just so menthol that, that's all you can taste. I like to taste my tobacco. This is a very, like a sunny, bright type of tobacco is the best way for me that I would describe it to you. The flavor is there. The flavor is subtle. It says bold, smooth flavor. To be honest with you, I feel this is more of a subtle, bold flavor, or a subtle, smooth flavor. It is smooth. I'll give them that. They're right. They got that. They nailed that, right on the head. But bold, it's not. At least it hasn't been so far. It's a pleasant flavor. The initial taste, you can't really tell. A lot of times, I've heard different people say about these edges, is they can't tell if it's chemical flavor or if it's the flavoring of the cigarette itself. I can't tell either, but it's not chemical enough that I would be like, oh, this is gross. I've heard a lot of people say this is the grossest cigarette they've ever had, and I don't think this is the grossest cigarette I've ever had. Trust me, I've had some gross cigarettes. This is not one of them. And I know I've got a couple subscribers on here, and I really appreciate you guys. I guess I apologize that there hasn't been a lot of content, but that's coming. I promise you content's coming. I have a lot in store, not just cigarettes, but food as well. I'm going to do something, and it's against my better judgment. I am going to do a review on surströmming. Google surströmming, trust me, and you'll see why it's against my better judgment. But I'm going to do it because, I'll try anything once, and surströmming is coming. My wife has a friend in Sweden, and she's going to have her mail us a can of surströmming, and I'm going to try it. But I've been told that the video must be done outside the house. And I'm probably not going to get any kissing action for about 3 days, judging by what I've heard from other people. Interesting enough, I'm over halfway. I am almost to the logo and ribbon. The boldness is starting to reveal itself, folks. It is starting to get a little more bold. and it is starting to tingle a little bit in the back of my throat. It's not unbearable yet. Now I'm gonna be straight up about it. It's not overbearing. And the flavor starts to reveal itself in a bigger way as well. Now that I'm almost done with this cigarette, now I'm starting to see where they get the bold title from. And I just want to take this time also. I really appreciate everybody that watches the videos and hits like. I appreciate the subscribers. I don't have a lot, but hopefully that'll grow. I'm no Nick the Smoker. I'm not trying to be Nick the Smoker. I love that guy. He was my inspiration to start doing these reviews, and it's the reason why I started with cigarettes. Yeah, it's getting more. I'm getting that boldness, and I'm getting a better sense of the flavor. I don't know if that's because I've been smoking the cigarette longer. I don't know if that's because it's getting closer to the end of the cigarette, and maybe that's how maybe that's just the nature of the beast. But I'm very pleasantly surprised that this boldness is starting to reveal itself, and the flavor is revealing itself in a bigger way. So it kind of draws you in. You're like, well, man, this is really smooth, but it's not bold. But then you keep going, but the smoothness does not go away. But the boldness and the flavor are really starting to reveal themselves in a big, pretty pleasant way. I don't really have any complaints about this. To me, it's at this point, I'm going to give it about a 3 out of 5. And the only reason I say 3 out of 5 is because I'm so used to these Marlboro Midnights and Southern Cuts. And to me, they are the cream of the crop of anything that Marlboro's made that I've tried thus far. And I've tried the Skyline. I've tried the Marlboro Smooths. I've tried the Marlboro Menthol Black 100s. And I'm going to do that here soon, too. I'm going to be releasing a video I'm doing shortly on the Marlboro Black 100s, the menthols. And I'm only going to do that because my wife has a pack set in here. And I'm going to bum one of her smokes. Don't tell her. But she'll see that when the video comes up. I'm just now entering the paper that starts at the filter. A lot of people I see, like my wife. This is my wife, folks. This is how my wife smokes cigarettes. Yes, I am playfully busting on her a little bit here. She'll get it so it's almost down to the goddamn freaking filter, and she'll throw it out. She'll mash them down, throw them out. There's another one. Here's another one. To me, this is a waste. Absolute waste, seeing how these, in our area, cigarettes are $7-8 a pack. Well, there went my cherry. I waited too long, guys. Yeah, my cigar smoking habits are kicking in there, just kind of chilling with the smoke. There is an aftertaste. To these things. It's not horrible, but it's not something where I would go, ooh, that's an aftertaste, but I like it. The aftertaste is there. It's a hint, but it's there. A little bit of a chemical type taste, but it's not bad. It does give me a nicotine hit, but these Marlboro Midnights are king for giving me a nicotine hit. The Southern Cuts give me the greatest nicotine hit. And really, let's be honest, when we smoke, we're not only in it for the flavor, we're in it for that nicotine hit. That's what keeps us coming back. Let's face it, the nicotine. That's the draw, that's the addiction. And it's what calms you down. It's what helps you wind down. It's why we have a smoke after a stressful day. That's why I have a smoke as soon as I wake up. It helps with my routine. It's a routine. I'm very, without sounding really stupid, I like to have my hands busy with something. Excuse me, I got heartburn today. We just had dinner a while ago. Oh, excuse me, I'm really sorry. But my hands like to be busy with something. And if I have a cigarette in my hand, it keeps me busy. That's part of my addiction, is having something in my hands to keep my hands busy. I'm a big sunflower seed type of guy. I'm a big bulb peanuts guy. I love bulb peanuts. I'm going to do a review on some bulb peanuts. I'm going to do some reviews on some fried peanuts. If you've ever had fried peanuts, you're missing out. I'm going to do a review. I'm going to get someone from Somerville, South Carolina, the heart of bulb peanuts, the heart of soul food, the heart of sweet tea and the heart of fine sweet tobacco. And the surströmming's coming. Maybe I'll do some videos on how I make my sweet tea. Maybe I'll have my wife hold the camera. I'll walk you through the process. This is absolutely my favorite drink on the planet. Maybe the sweetness I'm tasting is a sweet tea that's in the cigarette. But when I tasted them earlier, when I smoked the cigarettes outside earlier, I did get a bit of a sweetness. So, yeah, I mean, 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. These Marlboro Midnights, I give a 4.5 out of a 5. The Southern Cuts, I actually give them a 5 out of 5. So, you know where my loyalties lie. Now, if anybody has any suggestions about different brands to try, different flavors to try, please let me know. If you want me to review something, I'll do it. You know, as long as it's nothing illegal or detrimental to myself. Well, you know, not that these are safe and healthy, but I think you know what I mean. But let me know. I'm definitely willing to, you know, do some reviews on anything you guys want to see. One thing I'll say is, since being a cigar smoker, this is kind of, you know, sacrilegious to me, almost. When I smoke a cigarette or anything, and if I use a lighter, it's like I feel guilty. I have a guilty conscience. Because to me, the best way to light something up is with a good old-fashioned wooden stick match. You light it, you let it burn off a little bit to get that lighter fluid, you know, off of there, the chemical off of there, and then you light it, and you don't have any of that mixing with your tobacco and interfering with your smoking experience. But let me know in the comment section if there are anything, you know, any kind of brands you want to see me review. I'm trying to get better at this. I'm long-winded. This is a 22-minute video. I love to talk. This is helping me get through some of the pain with my back injury, and, you know, I feel like I'm talking to people, even though this isn't live. For now, I'm going to finish my sweet tea up, and then I'm going to try these Marlboro Menthol Black 100s for you.